What's going on there, guys? It's Mac. Hope you guys are well. Thanks for tuning in to Macgamechat. And today we have a review of the Skull & Co. Neo Grip. This one, as well as the Skull & Co. Crystal Grip. And we also have the MaxCarry case as well that I'm going to show shortly as well. So first of all, let's just take a look at the Neo Grip itself. This grip is basically the be all end all. I think this will basically prevent the need for any other further enhancements to your Switch if you want to sort of get the best sort of longevity for comfort when you're playing for long hours on the handheld mode. This is the one for you. This actually works with the OLED model, and you can also reduce the width of it by just removing 3 screws, and then you're basically taking off a small plastic piece and then reducing the size, and then it fits on a normal Switch as well. I'm planning to pick up the OLED Switch in the future, but at the moment I got my standard Nintendo Switch launch model, so it would work with that as well. This is what I really like about it. In the box itself, it comes with the Neo Grip body, snap grip, the snap grip, trigger grip, and the plus grip. So you've got 3 different types of grips that basically comes with this model. And again, the value of the products, the prices are, I purchased them from Amazon UK, and you'll find them in the description below, as well as some on the screen as well. I'll basically bring it up as well so you can see what it looks like. It's really cool that it basically has access to the actual OLED model back kickstand, which is obviously a big improvement over the original Switch, so it's good to have access to that. As you can see over here, these are the 3 different models of the grips that come with it. You've got the snap grip, and you've got the trigger grip, as well as the plus grip, which is the biggest one. Depending on which one you go for, if you go for the snap grip, you can actually just put it into any slimmer cases that you have, but if you go for the plus grip, it's good to have the actual carry case that comes with it. You can also buy the carry case separately, called the Skull & Co. MaxCarry case, and I'll show you that as well, and how it sort of fits within that. When you open it up, you've got instruction manual. Basically tells you how to basically put the it just basically tells you how to insert the actual switch into the carry case. That you just remove one of the Joy-Cons and you slide it into the left side of it first, and then you basically attach the other side. You can also see over here where it shows you how to remove the 3 screws and just reduce the size by removing that one piece of plastic. And yeah, when you remove that piece of plastic, you can basically just re-screw the 3 screws that you removed over the 3 new holes that are actually sort of slightly closer to the body of the Switch, and then you basically can insert your normal Nintendo Switch into that, not the OLED model. So within that, you got that. There's the sort of it just shows a little paper showing you the Neo Grip Skull & Co., but you can just remove that piece of paper. Again, on the back it's sort of got the instructions on how you insert it. I'll just put that over there so you guys can see it, and that's how you basically dock the Switch into the Neo Grip itself. So this grip is like really cool. I've been using it for a while. As you can see, this is the updated model, so you've got the rubber pads over here, and you've also got additional rubber pads on the inside. I don't know if you can see it, but you've got yeah, you can see that you've got additional rubber pads on the side here, which prevent the Joy-Cons from scratching, and you've got additional rubber over here, all basically soft rubber, so it keeps it off the shiny plastic that's on the inside, and everything else is basically like a matte finish plastic. On the back you can see you've got some labeling here, Skull & Co., got the Neo Grip. You've got this little clip over here where you can add this little clip over here that sort of punches off, and that keeps it secure. Here are the 3 screws where you can remove it, and I've already reduced the size. It's just basically, it's just this tiny piece of plastic that's come out, which is basically like a spacer on this side, which comes out when you remove the 3 screws, and then you take it out, pop it off, and then you reduce the width, and you then reattach the screws, and you're good to go. Very straightforward. Inside you've got the white grips. I've got the trigger grips on here at the moment. Just basically, it's quite easy to remove. Just pop it down and it slides off. It tells you how to basically put it on as well. You've got information on there, and on the right, on the other side as well, you've got the actual information of the right trigger or the left trigger information, and you basically just slide it on to make sure it's in the correct rails, and then just clip it on. These are the trigger grips. You've also got the other two grips. These are the snap grip, which is the smallest one. Really good for like smaller profile cases, as well as obviously if you've got kids that need to use the switch, and they can basically get a lot more grip on that without having it too big for their hands. And then you also got the plus grip, which is like the biggest one. You place it on the left side of the grip, and then you just slide on the other side while it's in position. So it's a bit tricky because I always see I'm just doing it so you guys can see it. And then it's lined up and it's very smooth, very comfortable, and obviously it's quite sturdy. It's not going to fall out. This is obviously designed for the OLED model as well as the normal switch. So I've removed the actual spacer, so there is no basic looseness. It's nice and grippy. The trigger grips are probably my best grips. They're nice and comfortable. You allow you to rest your middle finger in there comfortably, and you can use your other finger to just basically hit the triggers as you need it. And then to make it extra secure, which I really like about this, is this little piece of plastic slides on and that clips on the top, and then now you've got a very secure switch that will not come out, no shape or form. It's very easy to just remove these grips, pop it off like so. That just comes off. You've got different colors, so I'll just show you the plus grip. And then now we've got matching Joy-Cons with the grips itself, and it looks really cool. And these are a bit more wider, so just like the Satisfy grip, you've got a bit more of a comfortable angle now for the right joystick, and it just basically makes it a lot more comfortable for you to hold. Very comfortable in the hands, and you can just basically use it like that. I love the way the color sort of matches, and for different Joy-Con colors and different Joy-Con grips, you can basically try and get the matching Joy-Con grips that basically go with them, and you can just basically match your Joy-Cons just like so. Sort of update, I actually realized that the Switch Lite trigger grips don't actually fit. They're actually a bit shorter, so they don't go all the way up, which basically means that these are not interchangeable with the normal Neo grip designed for the normal size Switch. So don't make that mistake that I made. But yeah, let's just go back to the flat grips. These are the snap grips. They're the most smallest one, and it's just like so. So you've got the flattest version of the Switch now with the grip, but you've got a bit of comfort and a bit more sort of like, gripness on that. Another cool thing that I picked up as well is that it's called the Skull & Co Joy Grip. So this is like the body only I picked up, and the idea behind this is that just take it out, and just like the Joy-Con grip, this is actually a charge grip. So you've got the USB Type-C at the top, but at the bottom, take this off. So it just basically says charge grip, Skull & Co at the bottom, but at the back you've actually got the little grips designed, so you can actually slide on the grips again. So now I'll put on the plus grips onto here. Exactly the same way, providing that the grips that you pick up are not the spare Switch Lite versions, which is what the box actually says over here: grip set, case, As long as you don't get that one, you'll be fine, because that one basically is a bit more shorter, so they don't actually fully fit on the normal body of the Neo Grip, as well as the actual Joy Grip over here that we have. So this is a Plus grip. Look how chunky that is. It gives you the feeling of a proper Joy-Con controller. You can just slide on the Joy-Cons. I'll use these purple ones I've got here. And then there you go. Again, if you have the matching color, they come in quite a variety of colors, as well as special edition colors, and then you could basically just match it up with your actual Joy-Cons. And then you've got the comfort of the Joy Grip as well as the Neo Grip all in one, just like so. So this is the Skull & Co MaxCarry case. Got some icons over here, and yeah, it's quite a thick case, hard case, very good handle. But the good thing about this is the compartments inside. So let's just take a look. Double zipper as well, so you can open them in both directions. You've got a nice little mesh over here that's quite deep. Again, what I've done is that I've just inserted two of these Nintendo Switch game card cases, so you can actually hold your cartridges like so. Very handy. But there's a lot of space there. You can put Joy-Cons in there, additional like 8-bit controllers, the flat ones. You've got space for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cartridges over here. So you can put them over here as well. A nice little sort of, so this is the actual, the gap in between where the Neo Grip will sit in. So you just pop it in over here. Put this down, and then you can actually put this tab on. Nice little Skull & Co logo there. And then just basically shut it like this, and then your switch is protected, your switch screen is protected, and it sort of sits in there. And the sort of the grips that you use, if you use the Plus grips, you won't have any issues because it's got depth over there as well. So you just take it off, and as you can see, it's got the depth over here. But this is where the really cool thing happens with this MaxCarry case by Skull & Co. So just close this up and then open this up, and you can see what I've got over here. So let's take a look at these goodies, right? So I've got the extender, USB extender, which basically allows 2 Mayflash adapters as well as a Ethernet adapter all in one, so that can fit inside there. I've also got the Genki stealth switch dock, which is basically what I use to power all of those Mayflash USB adapters to use additional control pads. But it also has so the USB Type-C charging as well as power to it. It's a safe one as well by Genki because they do a lot of testing. You've got the HDMI out, which goes to your monitor, and then you've got the USB for your USB hub. So you basically get the plug. This basically works as a US plug right here, but if you want to basically reduce the width of that, you've got the UK plug. It comes with all 3 different plugs, I believe, different parts of the world which you use different ones. The 3-pin plug for the UK is quite annoying because obviously it takes up a lot of space, but this design is really cool because as you can see, it limits the amount of space it takes up. So you can just basically clip it on to the top, and you just slide it on, and then now you've got a 3-pin plug like so. So the fact that you can dismantle it means that you can fit it into a smaller space, like I did with the MaxCarry case. And lastly, you have the actual cable. This is the USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, the high power one, and you know, it's got a little Genki right in there as well, so that just goes inside there. And that's basically it. You can fit all of that. You can also put in a power bank in here. If you've got the Anker power bank for the Nintendo Switch, you can put that in there. It's got right angle USB Type-C charging, and you can just charge your Nintendo Switch while it's in here. You can also basically put your Switch into these little grooves that you have over here as well to sort of angle it. So this secondary card over here, not the cartridge one, leave that open. You can fold it. It's got a fold mark over here. You fold it, and you can put it into whichever one you want, whichever slot, and then you can then put your Switch in there. And as you can see, because it's got different sort of like indentation, you can basically keep in a different slot and have it standing. I think because of the Plus grip, it hangs out a lot, so that's why it doesn't fit. But if you have like the snap grip, you can just basically angle it whenever you want. Got a Nintendo Switch OG dock over here. Slide it on. Bear in mind I've got a tempered glass on here as well, and the Joy-Cons basically have the trigger grip, so it's quite a wide one, and it just basically slots perfectly. So it just basically slots perfectly in, and you're in. So you can use the normal switch dock as well as the OLED dock, the white one. It works with this grip, Skull & Co Neo grip perfectly. So you can dock it without having to remove the triggers or the snap grips or the plus grips or the trigger grips. You just leave the body on and it perfectly fits in without the need to sort of remove it, which is very handy. And you can also remove the Joy-Cons from its stationary position like so when you want to use them. So it just basically pops off like this and lift it up. Okay. All right. So yeah, just slide it in, and you're in. You're good to go. Awesome, awesome. Finally, let's want to quickly just talk about the crystal grip. So the crystal grip is basically an all-rounder. It covers the entire body, and you have these rubber pads at the top which basically act as a cover for the triggers. Handy, but doesn't feel that good, but it does give you full coverage of the body, whereas this one sort of leaves the top half and the bottom half pretty much exposed. It's ready for comfort, but not really the all-round protection. But obviously the plus grips will give you a bit of protection if it was to fall. So I always recommend that you always keep your tempered glass tempered glass protection for the screen on. So because it's like a plastic crystal case, it's see-through. You can see your entire switch, and you just slide it in and just bend the top bits over, and as simple as that. Pretty straightforward. And you can just use, let's just put on the flat ones, the snap grip as they call it. And then you've got all round protection, so really cool. The thing that I found is that this one is quite tricky to put into docks, so you can't, I don't think you can dock it on a normal switch dock. Okay, that didn't sound good. Let's see. Okay, so it's quite a tight grip as you saw, and gotta sort of force it out. It sort of catches on quite a lot of stuff. Obviously the screen protector is protecting it. It's quite well in that front, but it doesn't go in quite easily. You need to sort of line it up and then sort of push it down a little bit to get the Type-C connection on. It does go into the normal switch dock, but it won't go into the Neo, it won't go into the OLED model switch dock. I've noticed that. I've tried to do it and it just wouldn't go in. It's a bit more narrower for some reason, the OLED model switch dock. So this is the you mean the white dock, or like the black OLED switch dock for the OLED model, where the symbol is a lot more smaller and it's basically integrated into the plastic. Those ones, I found that the crystal case is just too grippy. It would not go in. It would not go anywhere near the connection, whereas this one does go into the connection. You could just about put it in, but again, it's a bit tricky. As you can see, it's very stiff, but yeah, it does work overall for the normal OLED, for the normal standard switch dock. The power volume up and down is covered with the plastic, so it gives you additional height to press it with, as well as the triggers. And I don't like the way the triggers feel. Both triggers and the LNR buttons feel a bit smudgy, a bit mushy as a result. But again, the protection is what you're looking for if you were to give this to your child, or a kid to sort of use. The all-round protection is really handy. So if you were to drop it, it does give you all-round coverage, especially on the triggers. So if you drop it on the Joy-Con side, it gives you good coverage on that. Anyway guys, that covers all the Skull & Co Neo Grip designs, as well as the Neo Crystal, as well as the Crystal Grip design for the Nintendo Switch. The Neo Grip is my favorite grip for the Nintendo Switch for handheld mode, and I will definitely recommend it. It's very easy to use, as well as it's comfortable for long periods of time. Gives you access to all the ports, and it also allows you to dock the Switch without removing the case, which is a big pet peeve of mine. I need a case that can actually be docked without having to remove the case. Otherwise, it's just a no-go for me. So really handy with all of that. Prices are really good. You got a lot of different color options for the different trigger options, as well as the plus grip, as well as the snap grip. You've got different widths you can use by using the flatter grip as well as the larger grip, and you've got different color options to match all of your Joy-Con needs, because they are producing them and they're selling them separately as well. It's very handy. Amazon does sell them, but they don't have the full range of colors, and I don't know if you have that access to that in the UK, but in the USA you have all of the Skull & Co website with the entire you know with the entire collection of different colors and individual grips that you can buy to accommodate your actual Neo grip. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that. Leave a comment below if you have any questions. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until next time, take care guys. This is Mac. Peace out.